Elliot here from the Bear Pit TV, with a bit of stuffing knocked out of me after yesterday. I didn't want to do a video. I wanted to, as fans do sometimes, a lot of what you lot probably did is get away, completely forget about football, that it even exists, and just do something else. And that's exactly what I did yesterday. Completely forgot about the Stoke result, especially after on the Facebook page we did a live stream where we watched it with all of you lot for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Even though I wholeheartedly appreciate everyone who did watch that stream, and it was, had like 8,000 views or something, it wasn't the best game to watch it on. Now, yesterday I just wanted to let it settle until I made this video, because yesterday for me, I'm now probably in the Mark Hughes get out camp. Not get out right now, probably wait until the end of the season. And yesterday, we did a few polls. We did a few polls on Facebook. We did a few polls on Twitter. And it seemed like the majority of fans, I think it was around 80%, want to see Hughes go. Now, we are not the Sentinel. We are the Bear Pit TV. We are a voice of the fans. Voice of all fans. People who want Mark Hughes to stay. People who want Mark Hughes to go. We are a voice for everyone. I know that Craig, or the presenter you all know pretty well, is still a Mark Hughes fan. I, however, am not. So this video is me just getting a few things off my chest, because for me, although 80% of our fans, and I mean our fans as in our pages, our Facebook page, our Twitter page, I wholeheartedly and completely understand that is not all Stoke fans. We do not make up the Stoke fan base. It's just people who follow our pages. But the majority of those people who follow our pages do seem to want some change. Now, I completely agree that yesterday the penalty miss wasn't Mark Hughes' fault. Mark Hughes did not sky that penalty over the bar. That can sit with Arnautovic. But Arnautovic has done so well for us this season. I'm willing to let it slide. He's one of our best players, undoubtedly. But the subs, or the lack of, and the inability to change the game does lie with Mark Hughes. I think it was around the 75th, 76th minute when there was still no changes. We were 2-0 down at that point. We were losing from the first half. But to make no change, and we see this in so many games now, on Twitter, on Facebook, I see everybody crying out for a sub when we're in a position where we need to change the game. And it just seems like Mark Hughes doesn't recognise that. He's a bit tactically unaware of what needs to be done. For the rest of us, it seems clear as day. Last week, I think we papered over the cracks a little with a win against Hull. 2 changes that he did make did work. But you throw enough shit at the wall, one's going to stick. One substitution came off, a double sub. And we're playing against Hull. So for me, it's just this inability to change the game tactically inept. And it's the football as well, the stale football that we've got now. It seems like we're back to the end of the Tony Pulis days again, when we absolutely hated the football we were seeing on the pitch. And when the results are going our way, it's okay. I used to love when we used to have the long throw with Rory Delap. We used to absolutely batter people off the park at some good hard football. I used to love that. But when we were getting the results, when you're not getting the results and you're watching us unable to score, it's not fun whatsoever. Last time we scored away from home was against Sunderland in January. It's now nearly the end of April. Not only have we not scored for almost 3 months now, that has now broken a record that was set by Tony Pulis in the Premier League. So they're going pretty much the same way, it seems. This season as well, we've had a few decent draws against top sides. Man United sticks in my mind, but we've only beaten Sunderland, Hull, Swansea, Watford, Burnley, Palace and Borough this season. Those are the only sides that we've beaten. That doesn't scream out, a side that can beat, the upper echelons of the league. Sorry about the washing machine starting. We persisted of signing Berahino for 3 transfer windows, and now it seems the remainder of our season is basically a fitness exercise for him. He doesn't look at the races. I've got no problems with the signing. I've seen what he can do for West Brom when he scored 21 goals. If we're getting back to that sort of player, then yeah, I completely agree with that signing. And he's young, he's English, 12 million was an okay fee, seeing as though he's out of contract next year, this summer coming up now. But for me, we need to win games. We need to get back up this table. We can't be using Premier League matches as a training exercise. Get someone who can score some goals on the pitch, who's at the races. We're playing Boney, 100 grand a week to sit on his bench and do fuck all. Crouch, Crouch is always a good option. He's a proven Premier League goal scorer. You've got Juve sitting on the bench. We've sent Josling out on loan. We're now rebuilding a side, or Mark Hughes is going to be given the chance to rebuild the side in the summer that he put together. Josling is out on loan. Bojan's out on loan. Walshide's out on loan. Hogarth's just come back from loan. He's looking to offload in Bula, our record signing. He's lucky to make the bench. He's got splinters in his horse. For me, it's just not going well at the moment. We've got players like Muniesa and Sobby, who are both having brilliant games. Next week, they bombed out the squad. They bombed out onto the bench. They're not in the starting 11. Sobby came into the side and was our man of the match for 2 or 3 games running. Absolutely brilliant. As soon as Shaqiri's back, he's gone. He came on at the weekend. 77 minutes late. Came on when he was 2-0 down. What was he going to do then? And then you see players like Bojan going and scoring against Bayern Munich this weekend to just add further salt in the wound. I'm not calling for Mark Hughes to be sacked right now. I think that would be a bit idiotic with games to go in the season to cause some instability. But at the season, I do feel like there's a need for change. As I say, we're not the Sentinel. We can have an opinion on the Bear Pit TV, and I'm sure I'll get Craig. And if you listen to the podcast, it will be probably a me versus Craig this week, with him wanting to keep Mark Hughes. But when people do say that they want Mark Hughes to go, the usual thing they get back is, okay, who with? Who's out there that we can replace him with? Well, there's plenty of people. And people don't have to be out of a job either to want to be able to come to Stoke City. You can throw money at certain managers and they'll leave a club. These aren't my choices, or who I definitely have, but you've got young managers out there. You've got David Wagner, you've got Eddie Howe, you've got Sean Dyche if you wanted to go back to a different route of football. You've got managers out there like Marco Silva at Hull, who's done a fantastic job. He's currently being touted for Inter Milan. You've got Pellegrini, Mancini, Ranieri, Spalletti, Joe Konovic, Nagelsmann, Berizzo. And I'm not saying any of them are my choices. I'm just saying there's plenty of managers out there. Don't be fooled with that argument where they say, well, who do you get? There's plenty. There's absolutely plenty. And I think as a mid-table side that we've got the funds, the infrastructure, the facilities to push on for a spot in Europe, that's a tempting place for some managers, especially in the Premier League. And again, it'd just be nice for someone who's got a philosophy and a clear style of football. Mark Hughes is playing a different formation every week. We went to the Stoke Alona style of football. That's been seen since. We've gone back to Peter Crouch, John Walters. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Peter Crouch, John Walters. I'm saying that Peter Crouch has been a fantastic player. John Walters is our all-time leading Premier League scorer. Those guys have still got a space at Stoke and should be used when they can. But they're not being used consistently. 1 week they're in the side, 1 week they're out. If we were going to say, right, this is how we're playing, Crouch is up top, we're going to have a big man, we're going to play 4-2-3-1, yeah, fair enough. I can see and persist with it. Say, yeah, fair enough, go for it. But we're 4 years in, and Mark Hughes doesn't seem to know what's best still. That's my rant over. I'm still pretty deflated about the weekend, and my head has finally gone with Mark Hughes. I will get Craig to come and do a video if possible. If not, just listen out for the podcast this week. In the comments, do let me know your thoughts on Mark Hughes. If you want him to stay, you want him to go, do let me know your reasons below as well. I will respond to as many people as I can. Please like the video, comment, share, subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching.